Toyota Vets. More or less cash.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. Swallows 1, Moroka Swallows 1, Orlando Pirates 1 in the original. So we're to dub in the DSTV Premiership on a Wednesday evening. There you go. That was a game then, a game of two halves. But although you could argue, not argue, but fairly you could assess that it was Orlando Pirates' game to lose. And they did not win it. Poor substitutions, if you ask me. There's no need to change Mofokeng and put in Mayela, even if you were trying to push Hoto forward. That was a poor substitution. Orlando Pirates could have won this game. It felt like in the second half they were playing against an under-17 team or the equivalent of a team that has received 2 red cards. Like Swallows, they played in their own half for the whole second half. It was as if they had 2 red cards. It looks like they were content with that 1 point or even the 3 points that they were trying to defend. Former Orlando Pirates captain, Tso Vilakazi, one season scored 20 goals in a season, which was remarkable for an attacking midfielder who's even shorter than me. So that was unbelievable. Standing next to an icon, I feel like a dynamite and he's a giant. That's why they call him Little Napoleon. Mr. So-and-so, what do you make of the game, sir?
Mr. Giyo kunjani mfethu?
Yes, sir.
Ngibulise wena, ngibulise Justice,
Just.
Junior. Ngibulise na emakhaya, ngicela support njalo iDiskiTV. Nje beka nje njalo ngichike futhi.
Yes, sir.
I'm very disappointed, Mr. Giyo. You know, ngihlala ngithi mina, when the man is down in football, you kick him. You know, you can see Swallows ukuthi second half they're struggling. Like they couldn't do any. It's like go on makakhanyo ntamo ukuthi khanyo uyazama ukuthi aphefumula but umoya uphuma kancane. Swallows be breathe kanjalo.
Yeah.
But on top of that, you couldn't even take that advantage as Pirates with all the material Pirates.
That's what I was saying. It feels like there were 2 red cards. They were so poor. Like it felt like they had 2 red cards. They couldn't get out of the center in the second half.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Giyo, I said it in half time ukuthi Pirates, but they play as if ngathi there was no plan ngathi bahlanganiwe kwathiwa abayodlala because you know there was I would say a direction to say this is how we want to get a goal. You know, Ubanbani he's got this task. You need to make things happen for us. You know, look, Umabasa is in good form in terms of positioning himself, controlling the ball, finding himself, you know, making everyone play, goal scoring chances. But still, instead of a technical team complement to what they're seeing, Gumabas, they don't do that. I mean, why can't you play 2 attacking midfielders behind him? So that if one, for example, if you play...
So Maswangani not Lamini, what were they doing behind him?
Now, you know, when you've got Maswangani, not Lamini, for me it's a chaos. They find themselves in one position, both of them. They can't balance the game, both of them. You know, that's why I'm saying if you play Maswangani, what Lamini agangadlali. Faku Kim Vidi lapana babe 2 emva kwamabasa so that you can get that that man running. If Maswangani will play a pass kubabasa, you know Kim Vidi can use the other pockets to get inside the box. That's where Mr. Giyo, if you want a goal, you must have numbers in the box. If you don't put people inside the box, chances for you to get goals are very slim. Yeah. And that's what the Pirates are into against Ayogi match. Yeah,
what happened to Swallows though? Because in the first half, it's not like they were creating chances, but they were leading. At halftime, they were 1-0 up. Although that was Orlando Pirates' mistake. There were too many of those mistakes. You see, sometimes maune plan yokuthi uzosithola kanje isinkwa.
Yes.
Uyaqhubeka ngaleyo plan. Ukuthi okay, when I press Orlando Pirates, they have a tendency to play back passes. It's raining, and those back passes are troubling Usipo China. As soon as they stopped doing that in the second half, they had nothing. Swallows. I don't know what happened to them.
I think if they've got analysis team, they got wrong information in half time because Mr. Giyo, one, you analyze your opponents. You know Uguti gets linky gupi. You know, and we always say la Uguti Pirates when these 2 are playing.
When Dai is not there.
When Dai is not there, they will concede. They will like they will Storm, they will concede. So Now, you've got both of them. They're starting again. Why can't you capitalize on that and say, you know what? Instead of me playing with one striker, let me put two of them. No, I can rather maybe sacrifice a Midlilini and say Midlilini, let me have maybe two like Midlilini. But lapane move again, ngoba angithi ngifuna ukuyofika. Angithi ngisasemncane phela mina. Ku-coaching, ukhumbule Mr. Nkewu, kufanele ukuthi sekushaya kancane. Sibuye sekusoyele Mr. Nkewu.
Usukhulumela nawe manje.
Sasemncane. No.
Usuyazikhulumela manje ngoba nawe you are a young coach.
No, mina
ufuna ukuthi bakuzwele nawe.
No,
mawenza ama mistakes.
I've learned
because there's no need
dictate.
for an analysis. Njengoba uthi they got wrong information from an analyst.
Yeah.
Nani ningabadlali niyibonile channel yokuthi uMuhlanoko is actually troubling a left hand channel Pirates,
Yeah.
which is the right hand side Swallows.
Yes.
On the other side Umchal,
Yeah.
he's troubling a left hand channel
Yes.
on the other side.
Yes.
And then centrally, let's say Kwapeng, wasteful, yes, not
Yeah.
that quick, yes, but
Yeah.
the three of you at the very least maintain that level of danger. Ukuthi let's say Kwapeng, Augustine Muhlanoko, Lindo Kuhle Mtshali, at least the three of you maintain. You don't need an analyst to tell you Ukuthi, every man behind the ball, let's stop not even threatening, because
Yeah.
a threat is the reason why you got a goal in the first place.
Yes.
And a threat, when Orlando Pirates is chasing the game,
Yeah.
their threat your front three is okunceda, because
Cool.
whenever they don't have numbers at the back, at least those three will help us. But they didn't do that in the second half, and they don't need any analyst to tell them to stop doing that.
Yiko Mr. Nkewu ngisho ngithi kuba mncane kwi coaching sometimes plays a part. Because if it was somebody that has got experience and can see, you know what, no man, when I press them, there's mistakes.
Yeah.
When I press them, there's mistakes. Hey man, why can't I continue to do that? Let me press them and force them not to build up. Let me force them to kick it. So that it's going to be also to less job for us in terms of chasing shadows in the midfield where bazoba nama combination passes abo Maswangani nabo Dlamini nabo Mfukeng. You know, these are the things that in the game you learn, Mr. Nkewu. And for me, I think that was only his downfall.
I think their substitutions were poor. Pirates now.
Pirates, they just need to blame themselves, Mr. Nkewu. They had a game in their hands. Second half, they've decided to know we're just gonna get a point, because you can see Uguti Swallows is sitting in the back. You make a sub, taking out an attacking player, you put a defender. The last 2 minutes, you decide to take out a defensive midfielder, you put a striker. Mfundise nami Mr. Nkewu ngifunde ku-football. I want to learn.
It doesn't make sense.
These are the things that are engizishoyo
Maybe
Mr. Nkewu ukuthi
kuno F license.
No.
Yabona ukuthi sinawo u D license we CAF.
Yeah.
Iqala ku D.
Yeah.
It is C.
So, yeah.
It B. It
A.
A.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an
No,
F. Kuno F license.
There's no way, Mr.
Bayifunda ku
Nkewu.
F.
That was the biggest mistake of the technical team at Pirates, where you see the team that's sitting at the back, and then you take out an attacking player, you put a defender. You just minus the attack. The last 2 minutes, you've realized, no, we made a mistake by taking out an attacking player. We put a defender. You take out a defensive midfielder. You put a striker.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Nkewu, it's. I hope the technical team Pirates they will learn. They do have players. I mean, if you play Kim Vidu, play Kapinga, why Kim Vidu they didn't play him, we don't know. And then when you see a team that's sitting at the back, put attacking players so that you can draw also that defense. You saw those to say, you know what, these people they are mainly in the midfield, and now Bezangama 1-2, let's go to them and close them down. Why they come to close them down, then they would give a space for Mabasa to get a goal.
All right, there you go. That was Orlando Pirates visiting Top Silver Stadium in Soweto. I suppose because of the rain, it's what repelled people or deterred people, to go to the stadium or from going to the stadium. I suppose that's my calculation. Because I was saying to abantu basasoweto badikiwe ibhola njo. Soweto people are spoiled and they've had enough with the football. But I don't want to blame them. It's raining. It's still raining even now. We can hear the raindrops from inside here. So I kind of understand it. But then I was saying to Machaga Izolo, sometimes also give people something to support, you know. Give them something to go behind. You know, if this was a Champions League semi-final, rain or sunshine, they were going to be there. Always just give people something to support. Pirates now, they are running the risk of not, because they always have a lot of people at Orlando Stadium. If they're going to continue being inconsistent, it's going to be a problem. You know, give some people something to support. At some point, they're going to ask you more questions about those trophies. A cup competition is only 4 matches. A MTN 8 maybe, quarterfinal, 2 semi-finals, and a final. It's only 4 matches. We can't overrate you for winning something that takes 4 matches. Nezinyi trophy, it's like 3 or 4 matches you win. Those are 490 minutes. You will never be a legend just by doing those things. You have to do something more meaningful. Champions League, 13 matches maybe, 12 matches. E-League is 30 matches. Try to dominate in something that's more meaningful. And I think that's what Orlando Pirates fans are crying out for now. I remember I saw headlines, Brighton Mhlongo was saying that there will be a new winner of the league next year. It won't be Sundowns. And I'm looking at, you have to listen to people when they speak. And Nami, I do have that hope of, you know what, I really hope that there's a competition. I was speaking to someone from Germany, and we're talking about how they are a fan of Bayer Leverkusen. And we both agreed that Germany needed a brand new winner just for that illusion of competition. It feels good to have a different winner than Bayern Munich, you know. But I'm looking at what Brighton said, you know, and I'm looking at the teams that could possibly be the challengers. But it's too inconsistent, especially in the league. Chiefs, we cannot even think about them. They're a mediocre, mid-table team. So who's going to challenge? Stellenbosch. Who's going to challenge? Cape Town City. Stellenbosch and Cape Town City have the same disease. Whenever they're playing against teams that would be deemed smaller, they tend to drop points. So who's going to be able to challenge next season? Because this season, it's all over. And you look at the title race, number 2. Let's forget about Sundowns. Well, we'll rate them in their consistency at number 2. Number 2. Because number 2 are different every week. It's only now that there's 8 matches left, that we're starting to see Stellenbosch at least solidifying that number 2. But in 2 weeks' time, it might be Skukune, and then in 2 weeks from that, it might be Supersport. There is no one who's strengthening that number 2, which tells you next season there will be no one who does that except for the one team that's been number 1 from the first week. iDiskiTV, Times, was waiting. Thank you for watching us.